I don't. Oh, 5% DDT. Isn't that poison? Well, I'm not certain where it goes. It may be something to chase after in the future. Well, our next item is, I guess, considered a ruin. Now, when I was walking over here, I did notice something along the bank of the river there, which did pique my curiosity as something odd. All right, I'm approaching the item that I found from the other side of the road. Because 100% that area has me so curious, and my interest is highly piqued for what's over there. Today's video I'm calling Roadside Ruins and Odd Findings, and we're here at our first location. If you want to see this and what else I find today, then just come along with me. So we are looking at the remnants of an old home site that has seen better days. Oh, there's deer right there. He's laying down right there. Hopefully he's not injured. Well, he's laying there, I'm not going to bother him. Looks like this hasn't been lived in for quite some time. Completely fell in on itself. Most likely a two-story structure. You can tell it's older too. It's got the wood frame windows. Doesn't have the modern storm windows. Cinder block chimney right there in the center. It's hard to really see what else we're looking at here. It is pretty much too far gone. I'm gonna try to get as close as I can though. It might be easier to go around the other side. Not too far from the roadway, obviously. Noisy location. Looks like there might be a shed or little structure up there behind it, but it's really, really overgrown behind it. I should say around it, so I don't think I'm gonna even try to check that out, but we'll take a peek on the back side of this. I don't think those are weatherproof outlets, do you? In case you're wondering, we are in Pennsylvania. We are on the outskirts of Luzerne County. Oh, this may have had an outhouse. Looks like an outhouse structure up there. This was a decent sized property. Here's the old knob and tube wiring. Everything is screaming like an 1800s home. What is that? You know what that is? I don't. Oh, 5% DDT. Isn't that poison? What is that used for? I remember hearing of DDT back in the day. I know it's also a wrestling move. I think of Jake the Snake Roberts back in WWF days. Maybe this was just a single story home. I can't really tell. Oh, it's maybe like a story and a half. This is like the most intact section right here. And we get a little glimpse into the life of the people that lived here. Mega Skills, Dorothy Rich, Mystery something, I can't read it. Just a pile of books here on top of, I don't even know what that is. It looks like a cooler or a deli case. Built-in bookshelves right there. This pipe coming right up out of the ground. I am curious though if this is an outhouse. Let's go over there and check that out. I'll be It was an outhouse. Oh, it can handle 2 people at a time, for husband and wife, or friend and best friend to take a load off at the same time. Would have dropped down there. Probably had toilet seats maybe on there one time. I know people say a lot of times you can search outhouse areas where the ground is here for jewelry or coins. Like, it's a good area to metal detect. Thankfully, this is long decomposed material. Just a little structure. There's a backside to it. I wonder what's over there, but yeah, modern day outhouse from long ago. I don't know, that would have had a little heater maybe for like coal. I don't see it chimney here. I don't know what that would have been. Oh, it actually had electricity coming to it. How about that? Oh, this is a double outhouse. Maybe a his and hers, or a 2-family outhouse. I guess it's better than nothing. Could put a sign right there, occupied. Neat little finding. I'm almost certain it's tied to that house there. And there is another house over there and the house back here. So maybe multiple houses shared it. Oh, that deer's okay, he's running off. Oh, he's limping. Must have an injury. Try not to scare him. I didn't go near him, but I guess my noise startled him. First location down, several more to go. Let's keep moving. Well, not necessarily ruins or an odd finding, but something of beauty in nature. And that is nature's frozen tears, more commonly known as icicles. It's a great formation on that rock face there. This next one's definitely more odd. So, obvious thing in front of us is a concrete pier or support column, but behind it, there's a pipe coming down the mountain. I don't know where it's coming from, where it's going to, but it's leading directly to the base of this support, which is right in front of water, and it looks like it would have been support for a type of bridge. Now, obviously, it looks like there's nothing behind it that can cross it, such as tracks or a road, because it is a steep mountainside directly behind it. And as we cross to the other side, oh, I may have answered my own question. Looks like the pipe came directly over the road here because the pipe is over there. All right, I didn't even know that until just now. What a coincidence. So, maybe not so odd. So we are looking at an old support system for a pipe system. Looks like somewhere where it's coming down, it would have came out and across, laying on top of here. There was probably another one over here at one time. And now it's, I guess, some ruins. I climbed up the embankment. We're about the same height as that support piece there. Again, I'm imagining there would have been another one somewhere in front of us here. And here is the pipe. So it probably would have been a 45-degree angle somewhere down here in front of us, and it would have crossed over the road. But I'm not certain where it goes. It may be something to chase after in the future, as it does climb the mountain, and it's a pretty steep mountain, good size one. But the other thing too, right here next to me, there's just a little orange pipe coming out of the ground, more like a marker of anything else. So I'll try to do some research on maps, see if I could maybe trace that. But if I have time this coming summer, maybe I'll return and follow it and see where it goes, because this one's definitely easier to follow than that one, because that one goes all the way up there. just over a ways from the pipe, and I just noticed this. A piece of narrow gauge track sticking out of the ground. Again, painted orange, probably just to make it visible, but that is indeed a piece of railroad track. I'm pretty certain it's narrow gauge. So that's here in proximity of the pipe. Well, our next item is, I guess, considered a ruin. It's an old bridge that may have some clues to what we were looking at previously with that pipe. Because as we saw that one lone column, support column, that would have carried the pipe across the road, well, this bridge is carrying a pipe across it. So it looks like this may have been a multi-use bridge for not only the pipe, but for vehicle access back in the day. Now, there's nothing that could get to it today. It is just a guardrail off the road. But without a doubt, it was a access point. Just trying to see what this is, just a manhole cover. So I don't know if this pipe was added afterwards or at the same time as the bridge. We'll see if we can find a date on it possibly. Obviously not the first person to be here. Concrete sides. I'm guessing it's a concrete decking, but I can't see the true bottom here. It's got a little bit of a point on it here. Pipe is a decent size, good diameter. My size 13 for comparison. So it's probably about maybe 18 to 20 inches in diameter, give or take. And that bridge there is the active roadway. And off to the side here is a nice stone retention wall. Now, when I was walking over here, I did notice something along the bank of the river there, which did pique my curiosity as something odd. We're gonna head over there too, but these are tagged blue for water. Looks like there's a water main here possibly. Multiple of them over there on the base of that hill. And it looks like the road may have traveled up this way, heading towards the direction of that other pipe that we came from. I'm standing on the retaining wall now, just another side profile shot. Couldn't find any dates as of yet. I will check one more time when we cross back over. All right, I'm approaching the item that I found from the other side of the road. It's down here to the left. Just got to safely navigate to it. And it's right here. It's a box. But the view I saw from the road may tell otherwise, because it actually has some grates on it, or some bars. Oh, that's slippery. So I'll be honest, at first glance, from a distance across the road, I thought this was an old mine access. I don't believe that's what this is, although I will give you a glance inside. Actually, I could be wrong. Let's see. Let's see if I could drop something down that I can't really see the true bottom. Let's see. Got a rock here. That's frozen. This might be an old mine shaft. Zoom in. Yeah, maybe this is an old mine shaft that's flooded. I thought this was like a storm drain overflow. I believe this is a modern cap for a mine shaft, a vertical shaft going straight down. That's the only thing that makes sense as to why it would look like this and why it's flooded on the inside. But it looks like this was created not that long ago. It is pretty new, clean, modern concrete. And these are almost like bat bars to allow wildlife to go in if it was dry and open. But that's a neat finding. Definitely odd, but I think pretty close certainty that it is related to the old coal mining days. And here's a look from the opposite end where the water is flowing towards it. You can see the point on that column there to deflect any material floating down like trees or even ice buildup. No obvious dates, but a neat little finding. An old bridge that is now, I guess, technically considered some ruins. Won't serve vehicle access anymore, but it does help support that pipe and is nearby to a gated off vertical mine shaft. Odd, interesting, and cool. On to the next. We are at our next location, which I'm considering ruins and possibly a bit odd. Next to the road, on the other side of the water there, is some type of wall protruding out. And as we pan to the left, there are some supports. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6 of them in a row, just sitting there in the woods. And in front of that, there is an area too, which looks like may have had connection to a pipe that may have crossed over the river here. The problem I have though is getting difficulty crossing the river to get over there to those ruins. So I'm going to do my best to search around, see what I could do, and we'll see what we could document. Just scale down from there, next to the river, and greeted with this big concrete piece with a faux retention wall. It's basically stones covered in concrete. But what's more important with this is this. This is a cradle system or support system for 2 pipes that would have went directly across to those pipes, which are still there. So water flow played a part in this location. Now, water plays a part with these pipes in a couple different scenarios. Typically, I would say 9 times out of 10 reservoirs, which there are reservoirs in the area but not really close by. And also with the old mine companies, they used water for washing the coal. Since we can't cross over there yet, I'm still going to try. Looking at those 5 or 6 supports right there, something obviously was on top of it. Whether it be a trestle or a pipe system, but basically it leads directly over to this mountainside across the street. I do want to get over there because there may be something behind it which may give us some more clues for its purpose. I just am going to have a really difficult time crossing because any exposed rocks are covered in snow and ice. So I need to see if I can maybe cross. Oh, there's actually something down there. I think we need to make our way down there anyways, but I need to find a way to cross either higher up or down lower. So right in front of us here, well, I found the pipe. What's left of it anyways. This is obviously, it's not actual location because as we saw, it would have been cradled in that support going across the river. This is basically pushed down here and it's broken off. But that is at least 1 of 2 pipes that would have went across. And the cradle system is right down here. As I zoom in, you can see the pipes on the opposite end. I really want to make it over there because it looks like a pretty fascinating area. If I brought muckers with me, knowing I'd be doing this, possibly I could do it today. There's actually something in the water right there that is red in color. Right there. I don't know what that is. And those of you who know me know that I'd have no trouble at all crossing this water for this warm out. Even if it wasn't as cold as it is today, I would have no problem taking my boots off rolling my jeans up and going across, but it's in the 20s out, right around 30 degrees. The water's frigid. I don't really want to put myself through that. I'm gonna search around a little bit higher up and down below to see if there's like a narrow part of this stream or river, or if there's a natural or man-made bridge that's possibly crossing somewhere, because I really want to document this today. I can see drill markings back there. There may be other ruins. And now that it's winter time and everything is, the growth is down, this is the best time to see everything. So that area has me very intrigued and curious. So let me do a little bit of digging on my end here, see what I can do to get over there, and we'll pick up from there. Well, I have some not so good news and some interesting news. Not so good news is that I'm further upstream and there's no place to cross. There are a couple areas that look like they would be doable if they weren't covered in snow and ice, but that is what we're dealing with. There's also another section of pipe right there behind that tree. The interesting thing though is this tree here. The tree itself is not interesting. What is interesting is where it's coming from. Well, one wrong step, you could definitely get hurt. There is a stone, I guess maybe an old well here possibly. It is stone lined. I don't know the true bottom because it is filled up with debris that's about probably 5 to 6 feet deep down, but it looks like it may even go deeper. This might be an old well or a area where they pumped water from. But this is just open and exposed like this with this gigantic tree, gigantic comparatively speaking to the others around it, growing right out of the side of it. It actually started growing from underground and branched outwards. So I mean, it is kind of remarkable how it is doing that and surviving so well. But yeah, if I show you kind of right down in this corner here, bottom right corner, looks like it may go down deeper right down there. So I'm definitely not jumping down there. Don't want to find out where the true bottom is, but that is without doubt interesting. No luck crossing over the river, but I am across the road. And this area looks like it may have been used at one time. Maybe in relation to what's across the river, maybe not. There are some beautiful icicles here, some different tiers of the landscape, but there's a pile of material that's dumped here. It doesn't look terribly old. And there's also a decent size wooden tiling right there. Too big for a railroad tie, but maybe for support of something. I just want to kind of walk this area for a bit and see if I do spot anything else. Oh, that looks man-made, doesn't it? Right there. Yeah, that is concrete right there. Poured in a straight line. And that looks like its true location, so something may have been here, or well, not may have been, was here, whether it was a structure or some type of equipment. That's just a guess. And that rock face is incredibly smooth. I thought that was concrete. That is just natural rock. As far as I know, this is going to be our last stop of this trip. I don't know of anything else further down the line. We were kind of heading back into civilized area, so to speak. I'm really bummed I couldn't cross over to check that out, because 100% that area has me so curious and my interest is highly piqued for what's over there. I have speculation, but I'm not going to share it right now. What I can tell you though, after this truck goes by, is that this location across the stream here, across the river, is going to be high priority for me. I'm going to be coming back in the spring at the latest to get over there. If we get a dry spell of weather, even though it's cold and the river level drops, I'll bring some muckers and find a way to cross. If not, I'll come when it's a bit warmer, but before everything grows in, and cross that way. I did look on Google. there is homes down about a mile on the opposite side, which means there is a bridge somewhere to cross, or the river crosses under the road. The problem is if I go down there and trek back up, I'm gonna run out of daylight. I just don't have the time on my side today to do so. And I think I'm gonna be spending a decent amount of time over there. It looks like there's multiple areas to check out. And I also want to do some research before then too, to look at the old maps and see what I could discover as to what used to exist there. I had to take a break from wrapping up because it's just truck after truck after truck coming through here. It's a really busy road. With that being said, I hope you did enjoy today's little trip as we did some roadside ruins and odd findings on my travels here in Northeast Pennsylvania. I definitely had a great time, saw a lot of cool things, and I have something to look forward to because that was going to be the best for last. I knew about that, hoping to document it today, just didn't happen. That means in the very near future I will be back, and that gives you something to look forward to on my channel because I am really curious and excited and intrigued to get over there and document that all by itself in its entirety. So that will be coming out in the near future. I just want to thank you for coming along. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time. I definitely did. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.